Relationships are a lot of work, but worth it if you are happy and fulfilled. A healthy relationship consists of good communication, trust, and a lot of compromise. An all-in effort is needed by both parties to make a relationship work. But what happens when one or both people in the relationship feels like the other is not doing their part? Or worse, you are just not feeling the relationship anymore. Although you may be aware that things are no longer working, it can be hard to identify if it is a relationship that can be saved or if it's even worth saving at all. The big question is, how do you know when it's time to throw in the towel? We often stay in relationships long after the expiration date has come and gone. After spending months and even years investing time, effort, and love in another person, it can be hard to let go. But sometimes you do have to let go and move on. There are many signs that a relationship may be over, but we often choose to ignore them. The relationship seems to lack chemistry, true intimacy, and mutual respect. Here are the 5 signs it's time to break up. Sign number 1, you are unhappy. You just feel unhappy, sad, or unfulfilled by your relationship. Something is missing or has changed, although you cannot necessarily pinpoint what it is. Once you were happy and couldn't wait to see their face, but now you feel dread, anxiety, or nothing at all in their presence. You also notice the change in your mood when they are not around. You feel lighter, happier, and more like your old self. Remember, no one is happy all of the time in their relationship. But if you're unhappy more often than not, you may need to reevaluate your relationship. Sign number 2, you're bored and uninterested. Spending time with your partner has started to feel like a chore or an obligation. There was once a time when you found your partner to be the most interesting, fun, and exciting person you knew. Unfortunately, now you have to feign interest when they are speaking to you, but secretly you are only half listening, if even that. You are mentally elsewhere when with your partner, and you often fantasize that they were different or that they were someone else. Sign number 3, there is a lot of fighting. Somehow everything turns into a fight. Whether the fighting consists of yelling or giving the silent treatment, it has become the norm. To avoid fighting, you constantly bite your tongue because you feel like you cannot say or do anything right, or you just avoid your partner completely. If fights elevate to throwing things, slamming doors, or many nights sleeping apart, you have a big relationship problem. Sign number 4, poor or no communication. A lack of communication in a relationship can be due to you or your partner feeling like they cannot do or say anything right, so they withdraw and turn inward. However, poor communication can also be speaking in disrespectful tones, using sarcasm, and yelling. In relationships, communication also involves personal accountability and not playing the blame game. If you and your partner believe that all of the problems in your relationship are due to the other person, then there is a big communication problem and no one is being heard. Sign number 5, you avoid spending time with them. There are many ways to avoid spending time with your partner. Avoiding spending time with someone doesn't necessarily mean you're physically apart. You can be in the same home or at the same place and still be avoiding one another. You can be sitting right next to one another and still be a million miles away mentally and emotionally. Avoidance can be burying your head in your computer or your phone, or by playing video games. Anything to avoid interacting with one another. Another way to avoid spending time with your partner is by working longer hours at the office. Working longer hours or just always being busy is a passive-aggressive way to avoid the relationship issues. So there you have it. 5 signs it's time to break up. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with my list? If most or all of the list applies to your relationship, you might want to think about making a change. Life is short. Don't waste it hoping things will magically get better, because that is highly unlikely. You hold the key to your own happiness. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please don't forget to subscribe to Charley's Blog Life.